today's question is one of mine, and it's by Robert Frost, The Road Not Taken. The poem says, two paths diverge in a wooden glen, and I chose the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. It's a beautiful poem, and this year it came public in the public domain, which is wonderful that everyone can share it. So tonight, what do you think? What do you think of the poem, the idea of two paths in your life when you had a fork and you had to choose one way, knowing that you would never return again to that path, and that way leads on to way, and then your life unfolds. So what are your thoughts?
There's so many times we have to make difficult decisions and we have to really think. And I agree with you, Doris, sometimes the hardest way, it's more gratifying for the person in the end, right? We have to make sacrifices, but we have to bear a lot of pain. But in the end, if you survive, my motto is, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. You become a stronger person.
So Gita, would you say that you take the road less traveled?
Of course, always. I don't like the easy path.
I've had so many forks that I couldn't even count them. Sometimes I've taken an easier fork, or what I thought looked like it would be an easier fork, or more what I thought I was supposed to do fork. And other times I went against that and took the less traveled. I don't regret any of them. I think they've all helped me grow and become who I am. And I really think everything happens for a reason. And so everything, even if my path turned dark, things didn't turn out the way I expected, it's always led me to something else that I knew I was meant to get to. And so I look forward to those forks in the paths. And, you know, I hope I don't have too many more to go, but but I no regrets. I don't regret anything. I like my paths.
Yeah, I think we wouldn't be the people that we are today. I mean, you guys might not know, but Gita and I are personal friends. And, you know, I always talk about things in the past and I wish I would have done this, or gee, life was hard, or, you know, why not do that? But you wouldn't be who you are today, she always says to me. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. Actually, I wouldn't be, damn it. You're right. Okay, I'm going to give you that one again. You know, and I think that I'm not going to lie and say that I always took the hard road. I'm sure that I've tried to take some things that have been a lot easier in my life. I think that for the most part, I like to go against the grain. I'm not a follower. You know, I would not have gone where the path was, where all the people would go. I would go this way, except if you're like in, you know, one of those mountains and you're not supposed to go off the beaten track, stay on track. So don't do that. We don't need search and rescue. But yeah, I don't have any specific examples right now because I just feel a little bit emo and I don't want to be teary because I did my makeup. So with all of that being said, I think that, you know, we're all very strong women and we're going to do what we're going to do at the end of the day. And we have to pay for those consequences, whether it's taking, you know, the road less traveled or the road traveled, right? At the end of that, there could be rainbows and unicorns. We don't know, but there also could be darkness and some other things that we don't want to face, but we may have to, right?
You just never know. I know in my early 30s, I had to say no to getting married to a wonderful man who I was in love with, but I knew he didn't want to have any more children. He had 2 children already. And I knew that a child was in my life. So by saying no then, and how difficult and painful it was, I was able to say yes and have my daughter 7 years later. So, you know, it's such a blessing. Sometimes the no's we have to say in life can open up the door to a magnificent yes.
And we're all moms on this panel too. I love that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was not fair for you as well. I mean, if you had 2 children, why say no to you?
The children he had was when he was in late teens. So the children were
was his
older. And I think it's his children.
Not yours.
No, but I think he could not have any more children. So he just decided that he just couldn't do it again. And so I realized that the life that I would choose with him would be childless.
Childish.
And I kept my hope and luckily met my daughter's father. And then here we are with a beautiful 16-year-old. So
Good for you for being strong and having made it that decision. If that's what you meant to, you want it, you know?
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so sometimes the road less traveled by can also be difficult. I know some of us on the chat are separated or divorced. I am. And that can be a very difficult path to choose that, to make that positive choice for one's best life and make that choice knowing that it's going to cause pain, but knowing that in the end, there's love, which we've experienced.
Yes, of course. And self-love is the most important love, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And you have this wonderful life to live. If you're not enjoying each day and it's not full of love, then find that love.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There's no sense. Then you dry up like a mushroom.
Yes. So thank you, Robert Frost, for The Road Not Taken.
Yes, it's a beautiful poem.
Mhm.
It means a lot to us strong women, like Kathy said. So yes, I am a believer of not taking that road that everyone takes. I like to go my own way.
Great. So while we're on our paths, that's our time for today. So thanks very much for the chat. Thanks for listening and watching.
Thank you for listening.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.